What's going on, Show Nation? It's Movie with Movie Gaming TV, bringing you guys some gameplay from the ESL Fall Cup, the 25K tournament. Just going to give you guys some of my thoughts on how this tournament went and everything like that. My first game, I ended up winning. The guy did not even know how to accept a challenge. It was like a 25, 26, 27 bronze, something like that. So I had to, you're going to have to be patient with this tournament. And really, you might have some opponents that are just, they haven't played a lot of MLB The Show even. So you might have to be really, really patient with that. There's a lot of time in between games as well. So if you're streaming this, like, make sure that you have somebody, even if you're not streaming this, make sure you have like a couple buddies or a couple people in your chat that you can run some games to stay warmed up. I think that was like a big key in doing this. Also, I had my next two opponents, they both didn't show up within the 10 to 15 minute time frame. One guy didn't show up at all. One guy showed up like an hour later. So make sure you're punctual if you're going to play in this, because the thing is, like, you have to be there on time. You can't be an hour late and still play. Otherwise, it gets forfeited. So I ended up getting 2 wins without even having to play at all, which honestly I wish I could have played, because I'd rather play. I just enjoy playing the game. So it's like, yeah, I got some free wins, but it would have been much, much nicer to play. So that's 2 things that I would definitely keep in mind if you're going to stream this. Make sure you have some people to play against in the meantime, because there's a lot of downtime. There's like an hour 40, there's like 40 minutes between games, but it goes on for longer than that. And that brings me to something else I want to talk about. Is if you win the game, post a screenshot and you win. If you lose the game, don't just protest it, or don't say that you won the game if you didn't win the game. It just makes extra work for the ESL people that we don't need to have. This is their first tournament. I'd say it went pretty smoothly today, but at the same time, like, we could do better with it. It can be a little bit quicker. I imagine as it goes on, and more people aren't just like, oh, I'm gonna try it out today. As more people get into that mode where they're not just like trying it out for fun, it's going to get better. But today was definitely a first learning process, but very, very exciting for the community as well. A lot of people turned out for the streams. A lot of people played in it. I think like 1,700 or so people played in it. We had newer players playing it for the first time. Well, everyone was playing it for the first time, but we had newer players giving it a shot. You had like the Goons, they were still playing in it as well. So it was a good time for all. We got the baseball playoffs winding up. The Astros and the Nationals are going to go for the World Series. So we only got a little bit of real baseball left. So it was nice to see the community still coming out. So many months into the game. People are still playing it, and this is just I'm just really, really glad that they actually ended up doing this. See, this is the point in the game too. This guy says, oh, it's cheese to use the cap, or he couldn't believe people were using the cap or something like that. But if you guys want to use your cap, it's within the rules to use the cap. You can definitely use your cap. There's a couple ways you can actually utilize them. I went with the 89 version. I think my catcher's an 89 overall. You can also go with the gold version to use one of your golds as the cap. I thought that was an interesting strategy, because with your equipment, it kind of boosts them up. It gives you a nice gold player. I just wanted to go with the diamond version just because it's going to be one of my better cards. If it wasn't within the rules, without a doubt, there's no way I would use it. I'm not playing this tournament to try to win money or anything like that. I'm playing this tournament solely if I were to win the entire thing, which most likely I will not. I'd probably give myself like a 5 in 100 chance to win it, if not a 1 in 100 chance to win it. But if I did, it's not about the money. I would just want to win, so I want to make sure that all my rules, I'm following every rule to the T. Like, I was sending in extra screenshots of my roster to make sure that I was good. I want to record my games. I suggest you guys take an overabundance of screenshots. Record your game. Save the clip of your game in case there is a protest, because there's some crazy stuff going on. I know that Kyle won a game. There's my dude Aldo, who's in the stream. He won a game. The other person was like, oh, I won the game, because at the end of the game, You can click, hey, I won, hey, I lost, and then you upload a screenshot of the final score, and also, have your roster screenshots ready to go, because if there's any kind of a debate on if someone didn't follow the roster rules, you can have those available to upload as well. But I suggest you can just upload them. I don't know. It's very easy to use the interface. That part of the tournament was very, very good today. The fact that it hits you with a notification on your PlayStation, it's very quick in that regard. It's very easy to use from that regard. We obviously don't have a mode built into the game yet. That might be coming next year. That might not be coming. I think that MLB The Show is keeping an eye on this to see how it goes. Last year, they saw how well the Field of Streams tournaments were going and how some of the bigger tournaments went this year. So I think they're definitely keeping an eye on it. I definitely think this is something that they're going to want to do in the future. So I've been waiting for this for years. So to actually play in it is still a little surreal. It's still pretty surreal to be able to play it, but I was really happy to be able to play it. I set my lineup with a lot of power hitters as much as I could. You get to use 399s, 384 or 385 to 94s. Then you got to use the rest are all gold. Pitching staff, you get 299s. I say 99s, but I think it's like 95 or above. And then you get 85 to 94 in your rotation. Then 2 golds. Pretty much the same for the bullpen, 299 or above. So I went with Gagne just because a lot of people haven't seen Gagne necessarily unless you're up on the top end, because he's a really expensive card. I went with Gagne, Billy Wagner. I put Asuna in there. I have Kelvin Herrera. I have Brett Cecil. I have Britton. I have Rolly Fingers in the bullpen. Just a variety of bullpen arms. I can match right and left. If you get one of your gold starters, which is actually what happened to me in this game, I wouldn't just pitch them. I'd just go straight to your bullpen. If you happen to roll like Kershaw or Gibson, or if you have the 99 Chris Sale or whatever, you can let them go for an inning or two as well. Even with, I'd probably let Hershiser go an inning or two, depending on who your opponent is. If you get a lower opponent, if you get someone where it's just you obviously have overmatched them, you can still throw the ball in the strike zone. But you want to see if they're going to chase all game, because a lot of people that haven't played a lot, they're just going to chase all game, and that way you're not going to give up any runs. I saw this guy, he's in the World Series, got a 1100 diamond. I think he was 350 and 250. That's somebody I'm not just playing. I'm going to have to actually play the game normally, in a sense. I'm going to have to throw strikes to win instead of... I know this guy's not going to just chase every single pitch. Tatis has been pretty interesting as a gold, so I went with Gallo and Tatis for my golds. They've been pretty good. Edmonds actually won the first game for me. He hit a home run to win my very first game, but this is the 4th game. So technically I'm going for 4-0 in this game. But really, it's more like 2-0 because 2 people didn't even play. But the thing is, I can't really be that mad about it because of how long this took. We started at 3 p.m. It ended at 8 p.m. So it was 5 hours, and we didn't even get that much of gameplay in. I would have got a lot more gameplay had the other people showed up. But that's why it's important. I played against Aldo. I played against 412, aka Yinzer. I played a lot of games versus them. In the interim, while you're waiting for your next game, I highly suggest you find someone good around your competition level, or better if you can, and just run those 3-inning games with the exact same settings with your team, so you can kind of get warmed up. You can kind of see, hey, do I want this player or do I want this player? It's really important for your timing when you're hitting, because you're gonna hop into this game, you're gonna be loose, you're gonna be warmed up, ready to go. You could do challenge of the week, you could do batting practice, something like that. But I almost suggest, just play against somebody that's pretty good, that has a good team. I think that was a big, big factor in helping me out today. Without question, that really, really helped me out. If you guys played in it, did you guys have fun? I thought it was pretty fun. When you got into the actual game and when I was playing people on the side, it was pretty fun. When I'm sitting around doing nothing, that's the part of it that is kind of frustrating. I don't know if I'm going to necessarily stream it again, because there was so much downtime. If we didn't have those side games, it wouldn't have been as good. You get 20 points for a win. You get 5 points for a loss. I think if you don't show up at all, I think if it just gets forfeited, you don't get anything. So I don't know. They definitely. I like the fact that like pretty much anyone can pick up the game and get into the tournament. But having to explain to someone how to accept a challenge to play a friendly game, it's just kind of like. They maybe in the future you need to set the bar at like 500 or 600 in ranked seasons, something like that, where it's like you got to hit some basic qualifiers so that the games will go faster. You have people that are higher up in the community. I'm not saying that people that are lower in the community are not great people, because they are, but what I'm saying is the higher up in the community, there's a lot of etiquette that goes into it. There's a lot of people that just like, they're not going to hit that they lost when they're not going to hit that they won when they lost, stuff like that. So I'd be interested in that. I'm really interested in to see how we can make this better though, because it's day one. We're obviously going to want to make this better for the future. So I'm interested in your guys' ideas of how to make this better. I think that would be something that we need to start putting our ideas upon. I really, like I said, I really liked how it goes through the actual PlayStation and everything like that. I'd like to see the wait times between games go a little bit faster. They forfeited a lot of people because a lot of people they signed up and then they just didn't show up on both sides, so they would just kind of give the win to somebody. But yeah, that was my 4-0 game, guys. It ended up going 4-0, so at the end of the day, I'm not that upset about that. The free wins, I could have lost. I could have been 3-1, so I'm out ahead of the game 4-0. We got games tomorrow on Sunday. If you guys haven't signed up yet and you'd like to participate, you did miss today, but you will be able to participate tomorrow. And all you have to do is really, you can still sign up before it starts. I think it starts at like 2:45, 3:45, something like that. Get on there, get on the site, make sure you get that for sure. But I don't know, it was a good time. Thank you guys so much for watching.